Hello and welcome to this demonstrational video for the World Cup 2018 planner. I don't normally do a demo video for the free giveaways, but this one I thought I'd do it just to make sure that we all know how to use it correctly. This is the first page, introduction and setup. The first thing that you need to do is set your time zone according to the GMT times. Now, as you will obviously be aware, the World Cup is held in the Northern Hemisphere summer. So like here in England, it's usually a GMT 0, but because it's in the summer, we've got daylight savings, so it'll be GMT +1. It's important to set that because that will then set all of the times of all the kickoffs. That's the first step. The second step is to select your favorite teams. As you click on that drop-down list, you'll see all the teams as per the groups. I'll just go ahead and select England for this one. And that's just about all that's on this page really that you need to do. Further on the spreadsheet, if you ever see the little red corner like that, if you hover over it, it's a note and you can see what a note looks like. You'll find them throughout just to explain what's happening. The other things that you can do, this is a link to this video. If you click on here, you can watch the video. And if you do use Excel and spreadsheets for business, please do click on here and follow the business page on LinkedIn. That's really all that you need to do on the first page. Once that's set up, you can move on to the other tabs. The two red tabs are where you fill in information, and the blue tabs are where you actually can just view what's going on. So the first thing to click on are the fixtures and results. And as you'll see all the different teams, the location, stadium capacity, date and time of kickoff. This is your local date and time. And you'll see here is a place where you can fill in the scores. So if Russia beats Saudi Arabia 2-0, you can just type in 2 and 0. That would be the score. But now this is where you could get a bit confused. This is the actual fixtures and results where you fill in the actual results. But on this tab, it looks similar, but this is for your predictions. So you fill your predictions in here, and then as the actual scores happen, you don't fill them in here. You fill them in on the fixtures and results, and they will appear on here. So let's just say, for argument's sake, we think that Russia will beat Saudi Arabia 3-0. And we put that in as a prediction. You'll see here the predicted times will lock. So at that time, these cells will lock and you won't be able to fill in predictions. So you need to fill the predictions in 24 hours or more before the actual game. The reason why I've done it 24 hours is so you can't manipulate it by changing the time zone to be able to put them in after games have started. This is just for a bit of fun to see how accurate your predictions are. So you can put your predicted score here. You can predict any time leading up to the World Cup, but you must predict before 24 hours before, because you'll see here that game takes place at 4 o'clock, and your predictions need to be by 4 o'clock on the 13th, and that's 4 o'clock on the 14th, so it's 24 hours before. So once you put your prediction in, then you can come back to the fixtures and results, and let's just say, for argument's sake, the final score was actually 4-0. When you go back to your predictions, you'll see you predicted 3-0, the final score is 4-0, and you get 1 point. The reason why you get 1 point is because you got the right result, but you didn't get the right score. If you had actually predicted 4-0, you would have got 3 points for getting the exact right score. If you predicted that Saudi Arabia would have won 1-0, then you get no points because you got the wrong result and the wrong score. So that's nothing. So that's how those work. You'll be able to predict all of these. You'll be able to do all of these games all the way down to here, and obviously the next round, the second round, and so on and so forth. You'll be able to predict. These will all populate as and when the teams make it through to the next round, and it's picked the first and second team from each group. Obviously this will change as you go along, so these games will change as teams score points and the leagues, the little groups change. So those are the two tabs where you can fill in information. As I said, fixtures as and when you get the results, and your predictions before the game, and then this will automatically populate from the other tab. Now let's have a look at the three tabs that you can take a look at. If you selected my team, whatever your team is that you selected, you can see a page here. It'll give you your team, how many tournament goals so far. It'll show you where that team is on the group. Obviously no games have been played, so England is at the bottom. It'll show you their fixtures in the first round, round of 16, quarterfinals, should they make it through all the way to the end, to the final. So you can't edit anything on here, but as you fill in information, it'll all come here and it'll show you exactly what's going on with the team that you've selected as your team. You can also take a look at the groups. Yeah, the groups, as you can see, we put in one result, so Russia at the top of that group, 4 goal difference, so on and so forth. You can scroll down and see all the other groups. You can't change anything here. This will all change as you edit the fixtures and results. One thing you do need to know here is we've taken obviously every care to get these to sort by the teams as it would do. So it goes on points and then goal difference and then goals for and then the games between the two teams at a level and all those kind of things. What it doesn't take into consideration is the FIFA fair play rankings. So should it come down to something like that, or should FIFA change the rules, or should they change how it works, there's a very easy group sort over here. So if you've got two teams on the same number of points, and actually the spreadsheet says that one team won, but in actual fact the other team won, where it comes onto some finer detail of sorting, all you need to do is put in a value in the group sort. And if you put in a value of the group sort, so let's just say for argument's sake Egypt and Uruguay end on level points, but you want Uruguay ahead, all you do is you go down to Uruguay, you give them a value that's above Egypt, and now you can see Uruguay has gone above Egypt. That's just a manual group sort, but this only sorts teams that are on the same number of points. So if I can give Russia the lowest value, it's not going to sort Russia because Russia's got more points. It'll only sort those on the same number of points if you do have a situation like that. If, for argument's sake, some of the teams get points deducted, let's just say Russia have 3 points, but they get 2 points deducted at the end because of some foul play or whatever FIFA ruling. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but there is a slim possibility. And they do take 2 points. So if you just stick in -2, and it'll just deduct those points from their points. But you shouldn't have to use that under normal circumstances. It's really only in very, very extreme cases that you should need to use those. But I thought I'd just show you how they work. So the last page is the knockout tab. In the knockout tab, all these scores will come in automatically as you fill in everything else, and once you've finished, you'll see the winners in here and you'll see the top 4. The only other thing I need to show you is down on the fixtures and results and on the predictions. If you scroll down to the next round, obviously penalties might be involved. So if the score is 0-0, let's just say the groups end like this from France, Iceland end in 0-0, and France win on penalties, then you just select the star on the side of France and it puts France through to the next round. So you select the star on the side of the team that win on penalties, should it be a draw. If you predict a score, it's exactly the same. So if you predict one, put in a star where in your prediction on the side of the team that you think is going to win on penalties. And that will actually give, if you get that right, if you get the score right and everything and predict the right team, it gives you a bonus point here. And then all your points that you score for your predictions will all be shown at the top over here. So if I had in fact said that would be 4-0, you can see there for the 3 points. Now obviously I'm changing these predictions here because the game hasn't been played yet. Once the game's been played, these will lock. In fact, 24 hours before the game's played, these will lock and you won't be able to change those. So I think that's pretty much everything that I need to show you. What I will do is I'll just show you one which I did earlier. I selected England. Fixtures and results. I filled in all of the fixtures and results all the way down. I did the predictions so we can see how it works. This is what your groups will look like eventually. They'll all be sorted in the order of how they've finished. And your knockout will show, yes, I've put England winning. That's how you know that this isn't real. Yeah, you can see all the knockout, all the results. I don't fill in anything here. That all comes from the fixtures and results page down at the bottom. And as you can see, my team, it'll show you throughout how far they've got. England could progress in the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and so on and so on. England are world champions. We can only live and hope. We shall see. So that's what this page will automatically populate. This you need to fill in your predictions. That will automatically populate. That will all come up automatically, as will this. You may have to do the odd sort. We'll see how that goes. And your fixtures and results is where you fill in all of the results as they happen. So that's, have a bit of fun, play around with it, do enjoy it. If you get stuck on anything, come back and watch this video. Otherwise, as I said, there are some of these yellow instructions you can hover over and you can see what's going on. But most importantly, when you do set it up at the beginning, just make sure you get the right times, so you've got all the right times for your games, and do pick the team that you want to that you're supporting, so you can keep an eye on them on the My Team tab. And lastly, yeah, if you do use Excel for Business, please do just follow our LinkedIn page, and we'll keep you up to date with what we're doing. So thank you very much, and may the best team win. Have a good World Cup. Bye bye.